There's a face we haven't seen in many millenniums.
Hi, Mindy.
What's the good news? You look like you just came from a golf tournament or a nudist club or something. What's going on here?
No, actually.
Wow, nice shoes. Wish I had white shoes. Look at the difference between my shoes and his shoes.
These are new. These are, what do you call them?
Well, how many you are?
It's,
We could have used you about an hour ago. They had some 4 crashes in one race. And there's only 3 planes, so it's kind of tough.
Hey, hey!
I'm in the...
Now, of all things that are fun as far as club activities goes, one of the most fun days of all is always the Foxburg race day, the clown. We don't even know what it is. It's racing. It's a very, very casual event. Fun is the main objective, and believe me, they have it in spades. Planes are relatively inexpensive, fun to build, fun to fly, and fun to watch the people suffering as they land on the opposite side of the pits. Scorekeepers all get to sit under a tent, and all the timer. And basically you have a pit man, the high-tech end of the hobby, and a pilot whose objective it is to land as far from the pit as possible, which Kenny has down to a science. What's the name of that team? Team Guatemala or what? Anybody over there speak English? Look at the trees. You can tell nobody's going to be flying stunt today. Trees are blowing upside down here. We have had fun all morning watching this stuff, and it really is. We started out having a trim day, but the air has really gone down the tubes here, so. And this event doesn't seem to matter what the air is. Okay. On the other end, Ken the pilot. Well, this is what always happens. And a beat in this race, Al. Team Damarel?
Team Damarel!
Whoa! Formerly combat pilots turned team race pilots. Now see, all these fat guys have a terrible disadvantage. Look at Ken, it looks like he's got a case, he's walking on a case of dynamite here. Move your head. Wish we could put a microphone out there. Now it looks like Kenny's plane is the faster of the two here. We had a slew of crashes earlier. One sounds like it's French frying. Probably another Al Knight needle setting. And thanks to the air, we're putting all the stunt ships away. The air is gone. As can happen to a circle burner day. Somebody's back there still flying. Now the object is to land as close to your pit crew as possible. And have a clean engine shut-off. Obviously that's not going to happen either. Nice engine shut-off.
Turn around! Come on, run! Go!
Fired for the second time in one day. Ken, the former pilot Thompson. Some high-tech stuff going on here. Don't cry for me, Argentina.
He rode up.
Wow! Ken the Killer Thompson, wanting to win at any price. Well, you guys really want to win, huh? Hey, I thought you were going to be better at this event.
You think? No, here I can fly in here and they got.
Pit crew sleeping at the switch again.
Milo, something brand new, man.
But it was brand new, yeah.
Brand new. Okay. It's taking wow.
Really nasty in the last half an hour, huh? Man, it's brutal.
You can stand here and not feel the breeze, but right.
Oh no, as soon as you take off, forget it. Forget it, baby. It's a blowing. Flying.
Just a little last year. I don't know. You caught us here once or twice.
Yeah, right.
That's it. That's all. Brought him here
He's
last
doing fine. You got the right plane for learning there too. That's the best.
I love that thing.
You got it done, huh? And not a moment too soon, huh?
I'm on camera, huh?
You're always on camera when I'm around. Hey, it looks nice. Looks great. Mamma mia, ain't seen you in a long time.
How you been?
Tell me about it.
I spoke with you a couple of times on the
Yeah,
phone.
yeah.
This is the green box.
All right. It looks nice.
Thank you. You're
You
being
really
very
got
generous.
You got the block tips?
Yeah, I follow your instructions.
Yeah. Well, that'll kill you every time. That looks real nice. Did you use the kit or did you?
This was a kit.
Okay. Did you save the kit as you used it or?
No, well, I built this.
I can see it has no doublers. Yeah, that's a
I built this
problem.
in 1958,
Yeah, yeah.
and then it needed mounts,
Right.
and I kept it in my mother's house. But
Did you fly it yet?
I flew it last week.
Yeah, this is the old technology of years
Yeah,
ago. Yeah, that's
yeah.
original.
Yeah, the leads are a little too short, but it flies, believe it or not.
As long as it flies, what do you care?
Well, I would have been better off if I had the.
Pilot's got his own little computer in there. Hey, all right. Yeah, Kenny's gonna go get his Nobler later, I think. You guys could have a Nobler contest.
I had, you know, I had concerns about how much it weighs.
How much does it weigh?
44.
Oh, forget about it.
It's all right. Yeah.
I wish I weighed 44.
How have you been?
Muttering by. Yeah, my tenants are making me crazy, but other than that, I'm still alive.
Well, how many tenants do you have?
3, and they're all bastards. Every one of them. They're
Yeah.
out to make me crazy,
You
and they're
have
succeeding.
You have commercial tenants, or you
Yeah.
have?
Both. Both.
Yeah, Gene sent me this prop, and he sent me the
Yeah.
engine
All
because
right.
I built it for the
Flip
40.
it over. Let's see the bottom.
Oh, flip it over that way.
44 ounces. You're worried about nothing, man.
It's, you know, I still have a lot of the old shit
Yeah.
on it. I couldn't. I couldn't get it all off.
Oh, you're
But,
going to fly it, or?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I got to go to a funeral this afternoon, so I only got about another hour. But if you're going to be here, I'll get it.
Yeah, no, I'm going to be here.
I'll videotape the flight if I'm here. That's for sure.
Good to see you. Richard. Rich.
Unfortunately, we only have a little time left. We do have a wake to go to, and people shouldn't be allowed to die during the weekend. You got to die during the week. Well, we got just about time to stick around for one more flight, so we're gonna see if we can get one flight of the old Nobler going. Always reminds me of Gene Schaefer when people are flying left-handed like this. Boy, I remember, even as a kid, how many times I'd watch Gene Schaefer fly and just be absolutely amazed how good he was. Amazing guy, I never forgot him. Restored old BSAs and the gold stars. Oh man!
He just picked up 3 gold stars in Pennsylvania.
Really?
And
I know.
Restore that.
I heard about this guy that won Daytona with Kenny Augustine's engines. 10 grand for the engine work.
Kenny Augustine, him and I go way back.
Yeah, he used to be my tenant at the property that's being vacated today. Another old timer. Oh, I love these old timers. Someday I'm going to be an old timer. What am I talking about? Maybe next week.
Matter of fact, I owe Kenny Augustine a letter. He wrote me a letter and I didn't answer him.
He's still looking pretty good, I'll tell you, for a guy that, you know, he had a lot of rough years. When he lived with me, he had some rough years, boy, with that business of his.
Oh, yeah.
And when I was out to see him in San Francisco, he was doing very well. You know, he's just north of San Francisco.
Yeah.
Really doing well. He had big contracts with Yamaha and Honda and BMW and everything. It was really something.
I keep in touch with him through Bob Santoli. I don't know.
Yeah, is Santoli still around?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen Santoli in about since the last time we went racing.
He looks good.
Yeah. Nice to see so many of these old guys back flying models, I'll tell you. Guys you haven't seen in 20 years, they show up at the club field with a Nobler. Amazing. Well, what are you up to? You building anything?
I had to stop for a while. My daughter got married and I went and picked up another part-time job. I just couldn't handle the money. Too many bills.
What kind of work you doing?
I work a couple of days in a garage, and the rest of the week I work for an attorney that does title search on property.
Boy, it just reminds me of Gene Schaefer when you see those reverse wing overs and inside loops the reverse way. Nice motor run. Ah, looks like we found another returnee to the hobby. I love it. Boy, if only we could find where Gene Schaefer was. Oh, no, Ronnie Pavla still in Florida. When I was down in Orlando, I got to go flying with him. He's still around. Amazing how many guys are still around. You know, John DeTavio's in Texas. He's going to be coming back in the fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait, give him 5 minutes. The wind is down right now. As soon as usually you take off, you go right into it. Now, in today's mail, I got a couple of really cute things here. Larry Shoemaker, good friend, really nice guy. Always sends me some, I don't know, collector items, I guess is the right. And he says, put this in your plane in the next Spitfire, put it in where the pilot should be. Can you imagine? Larry, Spitfires are serious airplanes. Anyway, this is really cute. I will find something appropriate to do with this. He also sent me, guess what? St. Louis Cardinal hats. How appropriate. Larry, we need some yellow. Let's get the St. Louis Cardinals to convert their team over. Anyway, I will definitely, you always can use hats. Hats are like tires on a race car. Especially on my head. It wears out from people beating me over the head, my tenants and stuff. By the way, that tenant episode just ended. What a horror. So glad to get back to modeling. And Larry, thanks a whole lot. Now I got another set of pictures from Nancy Bocamino, and I think some of these are very similar to the ones we just had. She's taking pictures of the same plane, so it won't be too redundant, but Neil Beekman's Oriental, being Ken's working on an Oriental, I'm going to try to inspire him to really do a nice job on that. Anyway, Jim Damerel has one that's flying great, and we'll see these all out at the Brodak contest. And some more pictures from Nancy, Dave Eiskens, Tucker Special. She says he's been out there flying every weekend, flying up a storm. Hank Forbes' Fancy Pants. All these from Flushing Meadow, of course. And we may see Tony this weekend. It's Tony Bocamino. His wife's the one that submitted the pictures. He may be coming up to Mass to the contest this weekend. He's flying Jim Borelli's old ship that he's in the middle of refinishing this for 2 years, Tony. Hey, finish it now. Otto Ozstol, can't say his name right. Can't say my own name right. One of the Flushing regulars, nice twister. Hank Forbes' Magician. And hey, Nancy, thanks for taking all these pictures. I miss being out at Flushing, but with the work schedule, just isn't possible. Dave Eiskens, who's joining us from New Mexico. He was in New Mexico for a couple of years. Back in New York City, back in the USSR. We're going to be seeing you soon, Dave. Maybe even see him up in Mass. Another nice picture of Hank in his fancy pants. Hank Forbes. Frank Carbone's Lightwave, a Steve Busso design. Nancy, thanks a lot for the photos. These are from a fun flight that they had in Flushing. And these photos came from Bill Mazzoni now, but no caption. I'm assuming it looks like Ski Dombrowski flying, but we could tell right away. Ski Dombrowski being arrested for walking through the Holland Tunnel without paying a toll. Anyway, boy, do we miss Ski. Ski's patented knee down, praying to the gods, overhead 8. Hey, Ski, we make fun of you, but believe me, 90% of the people in the world, 90, probably 99%, they wish they could finish like you do and build. Man is a craftsman. Anyway, it looks like they're flying in a circle of trees here. You can't really tell, but anyway, from this picture, I'm glad you guys are sharing this. It's so nice to be able to share this stuff. Unbelievable. From Bill Mazzoni. Now this is from Walt Brownell. Now Walt has graciously offered to, and I think we're going to be having it real soon, although I don't want him to rush. He did a real documented, day-by-day, blow-by-blow account of doing the finish on this aeroplane, and obviously it's a jewel. Like all of Walt's things, it's absolutely beautiful. He sent these pictures, I guess, like a little teaser that what we're going to be seeing in the future, but we're going to be seeing him out at Brodak's contest too. Walt Brownell, and we'll be looking forward to reading your... Hey, I just sent him some Gorhams, he better. By the way, anybody out there like Steve DeJulia or Dan Banjak would like to donate some Gorhams to the finishing world, we're about out of Gorhams again. Hey, anybody has a source for that in quantity, I'll take it all. Unbelievable. Hey, this is, I didn't realize we had two separate packs of photos here from, these are from Nancy Bocamino too. Joe Ortiz visits Flushing on Mother's Day 1988. Gets to fly his old friend, the Sequoia. Still resides in Queens. It was a fun fly day. Oh, I see. This is two separate packs of pictures from the fun fly. We miss Peggy, who spent the day with her family. I'll bet Joe had a good time now, huh, Joe? Dot, 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 dot. Peggy's out with the family, and he's out flying stunt.
You're right, Wendy. Every once in a while, it's good to just get rid of the wife and go flying.
Hey, you're okay, Joe. I don't care what the Arizona State Police says about you. By the way, Joe is doing, for anybody that doesn't know, Joe is doing the same phone business now for discount phone service that I am. So, hey, if you're watching this tape and you're in the Arizona area, call Joe. If you're in anywhere except within 2 miles of Joe's house, call me and we'll set you up with some discount phone service. And it is for real. John Napa is the acting president of the Flushing Control Line Association until they have elections. Hey, John, let me tell you something. Forget elections. You don't have to worry about elections. You are the president. I vote for you. Case closed. John Napa. By the way, he really gets these little 25 size engines to scream. They're really great. Frank Carbone, and the caption that Nancy sent was, "This is an oldie but a goodie." And Frank Carbone's an oldie but a goodie. Boy, I miss Flushing. Hey, seeing these pictures is great. Chris Richards' brand new Chipmunk. Boy, that's a beauty. Nancy, you're getting better and better at these pictures, I'm telling you. Jim Borelli's plane. We've been out to Jim's house, by the way. But you think I'm kidding? Debbie Borelli is doing his phone service too. More people in Pampa are doing it than not doing it. Anyway, really nice pictures. He's got a... Now see, Nancy, this is the kind of pictures I used to take. The nose is cut off, the wheels are missing. Oh my God. Nancy, you're okay. I don't care what Jimmy says about you. And we hope we'll see you at the contest Sunday. Possibly one of the most beloved people in the world of stunt, Bob Lampione, nominee for the Hall of Fame, and well deserving. I'm sure it's only a matter of time before he'll be in. Now, anybody doesn't know, this is Jose Modesto. He is probably the biggest Scottie Pippen fan in the world. So with the Bulls cruising now into the championship, he's probably on cloud nine. Anyway, his PM, his latest PM. And the caption that Nancy wrote is, "Who needs trim?" This is Dwayne Rothman's. And Dwayne is, you can see the tail of, right in the back of it, the tail of Rudy Rybeck's Cardinal sneaking out of the photo. Now, Dwayne knows how to shoot pictures, believe me. And speaking of Dwayne, there he is, the man. Able to get stolen furniture out of New York anytime you want. Dwayne Rothman. Now, I always kid Dwayne, but it's just a joke. He really is a great guy. In fact, he donated a lot of the cabinets and countertops in Ken's shop when Ken put his business together. Rudy Rybeck, the man. Anyway, real nice Nobler, and of course has that one of the prototype pre-kit Brodak Cardinals. Cool stuff. Best regards from Finland, the Finnish Aeronautical Association. We publish a model airplane magazine named Lenaki. It comes out 6 times a year with approximately 40 to 45 pages, 16 of which are colored. Lenaki is interested in all kinds of news concerning model aviation, new models, new engines, equipment to serve our readers. We appreciate it if you could send us your catalog. Our address is Okay, so we certainly will do that. Wish you a nice summer and best of your business in modeling. Anyway, very interesting, and I'll pass this on to Tom. And here's a great idea, and I just have a great idea here. If John Brodak, of course, would send him one of his catalogs, I'm sure this guy would give you a free ad or give you a good ass whipping or something. I don't know. Okay, his email is sil@ilmailulliitto.fi. Maybe I'll email him this afternoon. Anyway, and he's always, people from overseas are always so friendly, it's pathetic. But anyway, sends this magazine. Let me kind of flip through it, get a little idea, and then we got to get down to shop and do some work. Okay, obviously there's some giant scale stuff. Well, then maybe we'll take out a small ad in this magazine. Look at this, I never even heard of this engine. Oh, it's not, it's an OS Max. That's why I never heard of it. Little cartoons. A lot of people don't understand. The parts of model aviation really should support each other, and they'd all grow together instead of competing in these. Look, here's a control line stunt ship down here. So anytime I can contribute something outside the normal realm of Pampa, some interesting things. Too bad I don't speak. What do they speak in Finland anyway? Finnish. Oh, nice. That looks like a control line. Sure, it's a control line stunt model. Now the only problem is, obviously, one of the things Pampa ought to do is take out an ad in this. Just thinking of stuff. Okay, can you picture the caption on this? Now look, this would be funny. You guys think it's nice and warm in Sweden. My God, I'm so cold. And you guys don't know it, but my ass is stuck to this block of ice. Oh my God, cold in Finland this time of year. And here's another candidate for a fiberglass cowling. Anyway, hey guys, we're just kidding around. Look at some of these control line stunt. It's nice that they put the control line stunt models in. Too bad I can't read any of this. We're reviewing engines. Anyway, if we got anybody out there, kites, Midley's into kites. Nice magazine. Anybody's interested, again. We already have the information. Let's put it up on the screen one more time. You can email them, and it would be best if you have a computer or get your friend with a computer, send them a free email. Hey, nice magazine. And we'll send this off to Tom Morris. Alright, we're back to getting some work done here, hopefully. And maybe I haven't mentioned this in a while. These are little pieces of 1/4-inch wood with some sandpaper or plywood on the back. Purpose of these is when you're working on the edge of a table, and again, the workbench is crowded from having 8-10 projects going on at the same time. So what that does, it keeps it from sliding off the table. A nice little thing. Now, one of the things I wanted to do today, I wanted to get, since we're going up to the contest this weekend, I'd like to have the double star and the K and B that I can switch back and forth if time permits, or if we, whatever, who knows what the situation is going to be. But the first thing I want to do, again, I've had the motor in here. I want to make up some offset. I have the offset pads. I'm going to have to do a little cutting and drilling. But I want to make a setup for each engine, obviously. I used a washer down at the field as a temporary quick fix to try to see how much offset I'd want. And it looks like, if I even eyeball it, that I'm real close with these offset pads. You can buy these from myself or from John Brodak. Of course, they have the offset built right in. Real handy to have these, especially if you have some kind of an interchangeable motor system. One thing nice we did manage to get is we have a complete interchangeability between the two mufflers, the Bill Mazzoni muffler and the round tongue. And the only thing I didn't do, and it's my own fault, too many projects going on at one time, especially with this phone service business. I wanted to put a pressure fitting in here, and this is going to be an appropriate time and clean off some of the extra oil off of this, polish it up, and I'll get the pressure tap on here so that, again, that I have the two choices. The tank that Woody Midgley made shims a whole different animal, different than the other one. The one that was square, and the one that we had that had the little dent in it that has no baffle. This one has a baffle. So again, we have a lot of choices here, a lot of options, and we're basically going through them as quickly as possible, trying to sort this information out. And believe me, the one thing it is labor intensive. It just takes time to do this stuff. And to get the time at the field, it's time. No matter how you look at it, it's time that you could normally just be flying for fun, and you're moving things and changing things and making yourself go. I'm looking for the other muffler. I thought oh, here it is. Now what happened is, this muffler, the Big Art muffler, wound up with 10 1/8 holes. This one wound up, they're a different size hole. In fact, I haven't mic'd them, but there's 20 holes. And what I did, I plugged up 5 of them. So a good starting point with a Mazzoni muffler would be to have 5 of the holes plugged up with Allen screws. Or if you do Big Arts, try it once. If it's a little low on power relative to your needs, just open them up to 120. And these are the kind of things that take all day at the field to get this in balance and equilibrium, so that you have the compromise is that you don't want the motor running wide open. You don't want all that runaway power and everything, but to get it that it's not so quiet that you're basically choking the motor either. So these two have both been two of the successful parts of this K&B program. And needless to say, the long Venturi, the Bill Mazzoni long Venturi, all of these 3 accessory items have worked extremely well. Now, by the way, and I'm just thinking, I don't want to leave any details out, because otherwise some of this starts, you wonder. Why don't you just leave washers in permanently? Well, the trouble with putting washers in permanently is the washers start sinking into the hardwood, and the motor is constantly moving a little bit. That's the whole point of having a nylon piece that gives you a nice firm footprint and acts like a gasket a little, to some degree, as a shock absorber. And these are excellent little parts. Joe Kay, when he was alive, came up with the tooling for this part. I'll bet there's 10,000 of these have been sold over the years. We've been selling these since 1986. One of the criteria we had when we set this whole thing up, we wanted to use simple off-the-shelf parts, inexpensive motors, and a K&B is roughly half the price of a double star. But we also wanted to have options. And one of the options that we've come across is just being able to do this, being able to just unbolt 4 screws, take the spinner, the prop, the motor, everything out in one unit. And we hope we're going to be able to do this at the field within some reasonable amount of time. The reason we haven't done it on the first shot, I wasn't sure about the double star and the balance of the plane, and I wanted to get my first reading on just how far back I could get the CG. And this plane with a double star, it's just a little bit too competitive, just a little bit too tail heavy for me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add some weight to the double star, either in terms of nose weight or fill the back plate with lead. There's a lot of choices I have, but the idea is I want to be able to do this in a real short amount of time right at the field. I don't want to be locked into any one engine. I also want to have it that if we're at the field and somebody says, oh gee, my K&B runs better than yours, mine runs different. Either way, I can take mine out, put theirs in, and we can actually use this for a test, just to test it and see if it really is the motor or this thing really has run well. I really have to be impressed with how well it's run, and that Venturi really made a nice difference. Hope Bill's going to be getting me some, even a little longer than that to try. Okay, so just trying to plan this out. I want to get, the original plan was I wanted to have the double star and an extension unit, but it's not going to work. Now I want to have the double star as far forward in the plane as I can actually put it because of the CG. And see, this is the things you would never learn if we didn't do this test with a double star mounted halfway back. You'd never know. Well, where would it be with the double star all the way back? Would it be better? Would it be worse? Until you actually do the test and find out where too much and not enough is, you never know where just right is. Did I set this up, which is a dummy back plate and just an extension unit? So what I can do is try to get a little image of exactly where this wants to wind up. Now remember, the thing I'm trying to do is move the motor forward in the plane some. Get the weight as far forward as I can. Now it looks like, just my gut feeling here is, one of the things I'll be able to do, maybe I can just drill a third hole in the motor. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. It'll be worth a try though. Otherwise I have to, the problem is I'm going to have to add more blind nuts to this, and I don't want to do that either. I could pretty much, see what I'm doing is moving the mass of the motor forward. I don't see any reason we couldn't do that. That might work. Anyway, we want to think about this as one of the choices. Certainly the other choice is we can move the motor back to the original spot and continue to live with extension units and those kind of things, which I don't like either. I don't want any, in fact I want to make sure I'm going to eliminate that right out of the picture right now. I don't want to have any more extension units on the plane. Every time I've had anything that even looks like an extension unit, it's a problem. And you can see the reason for that is the length of the motors is dramatically different. One of the reasons, of course, the double star is a lot lighter is just look at the physical difference in the size of the motors. So again, this thing is plug up all the places the chips can get in the motor. And let me get over there and do the deed on this guy. Always stuff either paper towels or Kleenex in the exhaust and a Venturi when you're doing any grinding around a motor. Now with those third holes piloted, now I need to be able to, I just made a little scratch to see how much material I got to remove here so I can slide that motor even further forward. The trick is just to get just enough material off that we're down into the hardwood mount. That is a perfect spot for those old Bud McKnight sanding sticks. I just want to make sure I don't have any plywood on it. I'm working right in the mount, and I'm going to seal this with thin CA next. Before I go any further, I want to take some thin CA. I got a pretty good preliminary fit here just to harden up the wood. Now obviously I'm going to make up some longer mounting bolts. Since this engine, this is not the right way to do it. Don't even think for a minute like if you were starting to build a plane, this is the way to do it. But this is a way to give us some interchangeability. And if we absolutely positively feel like the double star is the way to go, we'll put another set of holes in here. But I don't want to wind up with motor mounts with 9 holes by the time I'm done. That'll just harden up the wood. What we need to do is make up the little offset pad parts the exact length of, in fact these are going to be pretty close. Take one of these, what I originally started to do, and this is what's nice to see the revolution. I wanted to use split parts up here. Well, didn't work out that way. So what I'm going to do is take a full one and try to get it set on here in a way that I can use the offset all the way up at the front. I think I can do that. Now on the preliminary fit, and again I'm emphasizing, I'm trying to get the motor as far forward without losing this, making this look crazy. I think I can get away with that, but the object is to get the motor as far forward as possible. And if I really wanted to and I fell in love with this, I could always make a little balsa shim there. But now I have the Joe K offset pads on there. One bolt on each side holding it in, and it should be a relatively easy thing now to interchange motors and not disturb the tank shim. The tank doesn't have to get touched in this whole process. It would just be a question of 4 bolts for the K and B, 2 bolts for the double star. I guess one of the oldest tricks in all of Fox stunt is to fill a back plate with lead. We're basically doing that now to make a little lead ingot. And this will keep some of the weight off of the crankshaft. I don't want to wind up with 10 ounces of weight on the crankshaft either. Notice I'm just applying the heat to the solder, not to the motor, until I get this back filled up. Now this should add anywhere between 1.5 ounces and 2 ounces, and it won't be on the crankshaft. That's the main thing. It won't contribute to GP. I want to do a little bit at a time and just let it cool little by little. I don't want to have the whole engine molten lead at once. Anyway, after you let the motor cool, and that does take some time, what I'm thinking is that'll confine that. Normally, if this was inside a fuselage, you'd make a little brass plate. This will confine that to keep it from coming out during flight. Famous last words. This, you notice, is going to fly out in flight. Anyway, we want to make up some washers for here, something to spread the load out here. And I think we're going to just take a chance that that's going to work. Even if not temporarily, then we know we could even come up with something a little more elaborate there. The things that I hope is going to allow this to work, these are normal washers. These are steel. They're twice as thick too. Steel they're called fender washers. You can get them at Home Depot. And you can see how much of a load that spreads the load out over the whole mount, and it's steel. It's not aluminum. So I have those. I've just grounded a little half moon in there. And again, this is a unique thing. If you were building a plane just for this engine, you wouldn't have to go through any of this. And I relieved the back of the offset pad so that it would hold the lead in should it come loose at some future time. And I remember Harold Price used to make a little tin cover out of a tin can or a piece of wire. But I think that'll stay in there for now. And because I said that, you know that's going to fly out somewhere. Anyway, the only thing left here is to fit up the muffler, the rest of the hardware on the nose of this, and get some weather to go flying. I have a choice here of the lighter back plate and a heavier back plate to fine-tune these. That'll be one of the things. Of course, both of them have some relieving, some roughening up. I never want to have a smooth surface on that. Now, one of the problems we had with the original test days, all of these, the AHM props didn't have enough pitch, so what I did, I went into overkill mode. These are 6.5 pitch. I want to give a couple of these. I'll make a couple of these up just so we have a selection of props to try. These are 11.5, 6.5 cut to 11. And I'll cut some down at maybe 10 3/4 or so, just so I have a couple different choices of prop. I have to pick up some more 6-pitch props. This engine is definitely a 5 or a 6-pitch, not a 4-pitch prop engine. Also made up a pair, so we don't have to use washers anymore, a pair of the part of the offset pad that has the 2 degrees with K and B holes, so that both of the motors now have the nylon offset pads, no more washers necessary. Alright, it was a long afternoon doing all this fooling around, but we now have the 2 setups completely ready to go. We have the interchangeable mufflers. The muffler has a pressure fitting in it, the round tongue. We have extra offset pads for the K and B. We pretty much have what I hope is going to be a good test session ahead of us. Now, the only thing we don't have, I know we don't have a whole lot of props here. We're going to have to either borrow some, beg some, steal some, shoplift some. I'm not so sure what's going to happen. We need some 11.5 BY&Os. I wasn't able to find any in a hobby shop at all around here. And I know John doesn't have any more, but just having this now with a permanent offset in it, having 3 fuel tanks and 3 mufflers. Looks like we're going to have a nice weekend, except when we left the house, it was like a little mini hurricane. But you never know. We're about 2.5, 3 hours away from where we're going. So it would be nice if we do get some nice weather. Again, it'll be a little chance to do some work with the double star. But of course we have both engines with us, and get some other people to fly the plane. It's a very scenic ride up to New England. That's one of the plus factors. Well, at least the wind isn't blowing, huh, Dave? The C5s are blowing off the runway. Waldo's blowing off the runway. Oh, man, what a great day. Suarez blew into the woods over there. Oh, man.
Hey, old-time and classic pilots, let's go.
Well, it is a blowing.
Well, this reminds you.
Whoa, yeah, this is lit. Is a blowing, baby. I don't know who's going to be flying in this. Sounds like a social day to me.
Especially the old-time ships, they just down in
Pennsylvania that don't know who Bick Bannon is, or Dick Brannon, or Gick Gannon. I never can figure your name out.
Barfus J.
Barfus Quaglier. Oh, but he has the most unique airplane construction techniques on the planet. You have to see this to believe it. I don't think they're going to be flying the event today due to the fact that it's so windy. But we get to see Rick Zick take his plane apart. There's a lot of unique features about this, and not everybody. Can your beer do that? Look at that. Let me look inside. Oh, that is unbelievable. Watch, it's going to blow away. Hold on to one end.
It's not balsa.
Wow.
That's
okay, now you tell me about this now.
The entire wing is basswood.
Tell me how you did this. I'm interested. And so I'll send a copy of this to Tom Morris. He's got a big interest in the basswood too. How did that work out for you?
Beautiful. The
oh, look at that! Look at the
everything except
interiors.
the wingtip is basswood. The finished wing weighs 10.5 ounces.
They do put a wrap on it, but they
Okay.
Which is not bad. That's with covering and everything.
Yeah.
This all take apart.
Look at how this comes apart. Anybody has never seen a real boy, I'll tell you, I wish I could do this kind of work.
You kidding?
No, I get frustrated with parts. You know, you put a coat of dope on it and then the wing doesn't fit back in the body, kind of thing. Oh.
See the nice
That is
work you did
nice.
on seal in the, look at this.
Yeah, it's sealed with. Is that clear monocoat?
Just clear monocoat. Yeah.
Look how that's sealed. Oh, that's
Oil
beautiful.
gets down there and everything. Oil's a killer on these airplanes to us.
Now, what's the design? I don't even know what design. This is a Barnstormer, obviously. But what is the? I mean, who came up? This is just totally your own idea, right?
You mean to take apart stuff?
Yeah. I mean, you didn't copy something on this.
No. In fact,
This is not like a copy of some Bob Palmer thing, or.
No, the reason it happened was that I built in New Mexico and fly in Massachusetts, so
Right.
I had to, come up with a way to get my planes back and forth.
Yeah. Look at some of the nice detailing on this. Totally detailed.
I figure it's about an ounce heavier than balsa. Each half is a half.
Yeah, I've heard Kaz and Paul Walker and them say it's an ounce and a half heavier when you do a big plane, but hey, if you can take it apart.
The take-apart features on this weigh about 3/4 of an ounce. All the hard work.
Tom Morris had a basswood wing up at the Nats, the last Nats, I think, or the year I had the Spitfire. And he showed that, and it was unbelievable how nice it was. Now, what does the whole model weigh?
33.5. So it's not light, but it's not too heavy. It's a
I mean, what is a typical balsa one? 32? I mean, what?
30.
Okay.
32.
Flip it over. Let's see. You got it sort of wing won't come off. Let's see what the bottom looks like. And obviously the finish, I mean, doing the finish, if you painted, would be a whole lot easier if you could take it apart in your hands like this.
Oh yeah, that's the beauty of it. When you got little pieces like this.
Yeah.
A few other things come off.
Yeah, I see. See, to me, this is very interesting because I've never made one that comes apart unless you hit it on the ground. I've had plenty that have come apart without. Now that's one screw holds that whole thing in?
Yeah.
Wow.
How do you take care of your lead outs in the inboard wing?
Well, I'll show you.
Glad you asked, right? Look how he takes this apart. This is unbelievable.
And just so it'll fit in a small box.
Oh, what a... You know, I hate show-offs.
Me too.
Just for that, I'm jacking up your phone service to 10
Can't
cents a
stand
minute.
competition.
What's that in your pocket? Is that a Windy LCI phone service?
I think it is, yeah.
Give me that back. Oh my God, look at this. I tell you, this is nice. This is almost, you know how easy this is to finish things when you can put them in your lap? And when you have the big model, especially a 60 ship, oh man.
Especially when you're driving a Metro.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Let's see how that comes apart now. Now you detach it from the bell crank? Is that how that works?
No, just clips on the...
Oh, you have line clips.
Oh, that one's snagged over the outs.
I did that.
Lenny,
Yes, well,
do me a favor, give me a lock.
I certainly will.
These are just like mini clamps and hold the...
Yeah, those I had the machine on.
I want to see how you did that. Let me just put this down. I'll get right in there. The workmanship, no kidding, that is really nice workmanship. That is really super. I love how you did the tank vent, nice and neat and...
Well, the only place you've got you can put it.
Yeah, I know, I know. That is some nice job. Now, just for anybody who doesn't know, I want everybody to know that's watching the video, because 60 people are going to see this tomorrow morning. This man is what, the world's leading flute manufacturer? How would you describe what you do for a living?
Flute making is
Flute maker?
It's a good description, yeah.
I've heard stories that you're the best. And from looking at this plane, I mean, if you could make a flute as good as this plane, that is really something.
I haven't seen the best part yet, Wendy. He actually can play a tune with the inboard wing.
But I can't play.
Well, let me tell you, I couldn't play a tune if he gave me a flute and Pavarotti standing on my head.
But I can't play a flute, so.
Well, that is...
I think it's the best way to build an airplane.
That is absolutely amazing. Now, one thing this eliminates is the fillets. I like that. I'd love to build a plane with no fillet. I'd ignore it just so you don't have fillets.
But it's no problem to put fillets on it if you want to.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know, just
Yeah.
put a piece of whatever thickness you want down the side of the fuselage.
Let me see how you did the lead outs with little Allen screws.
Yeah, I just drilled out a couple of 1/4-inch Allen
You
screws.
stick them in a lathe and run like an 032 drill through them?
I think it's a 1/16 of an inch, but it's...
Oh, whatever. That's a nice little touch. I like that.
That's because I haven't figured out how to make a sliding lead out.
I know a guy that sells sliding lead outs. He'll make you a perfect deal. In fact, I have one in the truck if you want to try it right now.
If you have one for sale, I'll buy it.
That is the neatest. This is probably the neatest take-apart plane that I've seen.
Especially put it in your glove compartment.
It's right in a league with Kaz and Paul and all the guys that do this all the time.
Well, how many of you guys know what a Bradley GT is?
Yep. It's a Volkswagen with a fiberglass body.
Well, I can get 6 of these in the back seat of Bradley GT.
How about it? What I was working on was one just the outboard wing off.
Yeah.
To get a little more compact.
Look, what
an escort in the back without putting the seat
Yeah. What I wanted to do, if I ever made the team, which is highly unlikely, would cut the plane right here and have a joint with maybe 4 or 6 aluminum screws, because that cuts the plane in half.
You only need 2.
What's that? 2 screws?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, to me, that sounds like the easiest place to put it and put a joint in the push
My
rod.
other one breaks in half right there.
Right, right. The one with the pilot that you...
Yeah.
The little pilot you can see when the sun shines through?
No, not that one.
Look at this needle valve. This is cool as hell. Look at this. Look at this.
Is that out of a clock, the gear? No, I actually just turned up a disc of brass and filed it.
That is... Now see, guys like Dan Van Jock that watch all these videos. Van Jock, why didn't you invent something like that? This is nice too, the way you have the muffler. You don't have to...
That's just a stock OS muffler.
Yeah, that's the part that comes with the motor.
Yeah.
You can't beat the price either, I'll bet. Even my mufflers aren't that cheap. That is beautiful. I have to give you full credit for that.
But still got 25 on it?
Pardon?
25?
Yeah.
Even a pilot. The pilot is nice.
I like the open cockpit. That looks nice.
Yeah, I was never crazy about the Barnstormer canopy with the shoelaces holding it together, but
they're a nightmare. And the original plans actually do say you can eliminate it, so I eliminated it.
Static 9 o'clock.
Are you thinking about flying this today, or are you going to bail out with the...
I'm not going to fly it today, but I'll fly
Yeah.
I built it for Tucson, and
I don't think a lot of people are going to want to fly today. In fact, what did they do? They postponed the contest till tomorrow?
yeah.
Smart move. That is really nice.
I just don't have enough flights on it yet that I want to take a chance.
Yeah, there's no point taking a chance ever. What's the point of... Now, he just made another good point. With a plane like this, you can make a set of... If it was a stunt ship you weren't trying to keep... You can make bigger wings.
Yeah.
In some other way. Yeah, you could make a bigger tail.
Here's the second set of wings.
All right. Now, what is this, a thicker wing, a bigger wing?
This is based on that Doctor airfoil that was in
Okay.
Stunt News.
Right.
I didn't like it a different day, but it's...
So you're going to put a balsa leading edge on it?
Yeah.
And this is all spruce too, or is this balsa?
This is balsa.
This is a balsa one? I don't want to pick it up.
It's okay.
Oh, it's so heavy, you better give this to me right away. I'll take that home with me right now.
I'm going to cut it out for you.
Yeah, no, that's nice. I like the Banner kind of wheels too. They're like Banner replica wheels.
Those are just ordinary...
You put little hubcaps on them?
Yeah, it's just monocoat... actually, it's not monocoat. It's 21st century fabric hubs.
The fuselage balsa, or did you use like lighting?
The fuselage is a lamination of 1/32 ply, 16th balsa, 1/32 plastic. And the wing is all balsa. The tail is balsa.
That's neat.
Let's hear the story. I know I want to hear it from the man, the I-beam wing king of, how shall we describe what you are? First off, Jack Petroli is the national scale champion. How many years in a row?
In sport scale, twice.
Twice in a row. An incredibly,
Twice I came in second.
an incredibly gifted modeler here. And is this the pink Aries, the orange Aries?
The one that broke in half.
This one is a repaired airplane. It's on the video of last year's meet. It broke in half. Let's see, how did the repair come out? Can you give us a clue?
Yeah, I just, there really wasn't too much structural work. Most of the time was spent on covering it, painting it, and finishing. Yeah.
Okay, so what, you glued it right back there, put a little carbon fiber by it, or?
No?
Uh-oh, no! No!
I rebuilt the I-beam wing, and I've got two pieces, one on the top and one on the bottom, below the main flange.
Okay.
Under that, and they're 9 inches long, ½ inch wide, 1/8 by half, one on the top, one on the bottom, under the flange.
Okay.
Then you told me, you suggested I run a bolt through for the bell crank.
Yes.
So I had more plywood left, the hole was smaller for the bell crank.
Right.
So this is plenty strong enough. This will never...
But the idea is in the middle of the wing. Don't make a big giant cutout. Make it just like, as I'm telling you, right? My I-beam may fold the first time I do a wing
And
over.
all the parts don't meet. It's like one piece. If there was balsa, I made a long scarf joint.
Right. And stagger all the joints.
Yeah, the 16th plywood wasn't long enough, so I made long, like you say, staggered joints on the plywood sides, and the flange on the top and bottom are also long scarf joints.
Right.
Those were made out of medium, slightly harder than medium balsa.
Okay,
It is rugged now.
I would be thinking it's going to be bulletproof now, but I didn't think the Titanic would sink either.
It gained 2.5 ounces, probably because of the paint.
Yeah, but it was real light to begin with. This was. I judged it last year, and it was super light.
It wasn't really not. It weighs 46.5 ounces.
Flip it over. That's not too heavy. It flies great.
There's an OS-35 in there. Stock OS-35.
If you're looking to give it away, I know a lot of nice homes that would fit right in my rack. I'd like to have a Billy Werwood Aries.
You see, I've got a #1 on it because I got 3 of them.
Oh, okay.
2 other new ones. One's got blue silk. And that was, let me think, that was number 2. Oh, no, that was number 3. Number 2 is a profile Aries,
Okay.
especially for the Brodak contest and...
You're coming out to Brodak's, right?
Yes, I am.
All right, we see you out there.
Already booked. Yeah. This is a new zilch I built.
All right, let's do the zilch. Because nobody's going to want to fly flight after flight today, that's for sure.
Exactly the same as the plan, except that it doesn't have, you know, the old-fashioned spark ignition engine.
Now, what motor is in there? That's a 40? A 40? Okay.
Excellent combination. Flies great on the 11.5.
That's a real thin wing, too. Look.
Well, that's exactly according to plan.
Yeah. No, I'm just looking at it. Just when you hold it up, you can see how thin it is at this
Even
angle.
the wheels are the size according to the plan.
Yeah.
It's good on the grass.
That'll be great at Brodak's, even if he doesn't mow the grass. He said what he's going to do is not mow the grass this year, give you guys a real challenge.
There's a pilot in there, and I've got a few instruments, too. Just for
Yeah, everybody I know is going out to Brodak, so that's going to be the hot contest of the year. I'm going to be doing a full report for Stunt News on the Brodak contest. I will mention liberally all the people that have traveled many miles to see it. Should be a good one.
And I always paint the spinners and propellers.
Oh, me too. Yeah, me too. Okay, Dick Carvel. Watch your door shutting. Is the plane sticking out?
The plane's in there.
I assume you had a flight already today, huh? You're not looking to fly again? Is that
several.
Great day to go have lunch, huh?
I've flown this about 4 times.
Right. This the same one you had last year?
Yeah. I have an internal contest with this airplane. I've been entering it in contests for 3 years now and haven't successfully completed a patent with it yet. So. This may be my year, though.
Don't worry, the Bulls are going to lose sooner or later. Give them another 30 years, Michael Jordan will die of old age.
Finally got this Foxburg sort of running. Too stubborn to change the engine.
Well, you know what? If you give all the monkeys in the world all the Fox 35s, eventually they'll finish a stunt pattern. That's what it boils down to. Eventually I'll get one to run. What am I talking about? Let's see the big guy. You got the big guy in there?
It's just my old one. This is 13, 15 years old.
It still looks brand new. What, are you kidding me? They still look good. I was glad to see Tom Morris here today.
Yeah. He's
great.
Got nice SB11 there. He hasn't flown it yet, so.
Well, today's not. I wouldn't
let the wind come down a bit before he does.
I would be thinking, come out, you know, tomorrow morning and play.
Yeah.
It's a good day to live to fight another day.
I just got this going yesterday. I got to fly it a few times. I'm learn how to fly it again.
My gung-ho days are over, believe me. Classic. This is a Bob Palmer design?
No, this is the Rick's Boxcar Chief.
Oh, okay.
I would like to do the Palmer design sometime short.
My friend John Pothier has a love of the Bob Palmer. What's the Bob Palmer equivalent? It's the High Boy?
High Boy, yes.
Yeah, he's still looking for a Fox. I believe it's a 25 or what, the small case 25? Is there such a thing?
Small case, yeah.
Every time I see one, I go running over to see if it's what he wants.
Well, the problem with the small case 25 is it's very tough on connecting rods.
Oh.
Very tough on connecting rods.
Well, it really was a 15 or a 19, and then they just bored it or something?
It was a 19, and they put a 29 piston in it.
Okay.
29 bore.
Yeah.
But this runs with an FP25 that's been worked on. The ports have been raised. Small Venturi.
Yeah, we did some little stuff to the K&B.
This is a big art.
Yeah.
Muffler, and we just ran it, and it's absolutely lovely.
Yeah, cool.
The Palmer High Boy would be a...
When I saw this fly the first time, I thought it was a High Boy, and I said, oh, he just renamed it, you know, like to put his own name on it. I didn't know. It shows you what I know.
Oh,
that's a nice little plane.
And this ran originally with a Olsen 60.
Oh,
ignition.
Oh,
side port.
Forget
this was open, and the gas tank sat down in here.
Yeah,
that's got to be the craziest thing.
Not for me.
I have this kit. I have the original kit at home. It shows the.
This is it was a kit or is a kit?
This is a Dixon's kit.
Okay.
But I have the original Ricks. I have the dinky boxcar and the boxcar Chief. I tried to put a pro stunt finish on it. We cleared the open.
Make it all smooth and shiny?
Yeah. Cut away the sides.
Oh, this is a take apart too. Now I'm looking at you can take the wing off.
Oh, you take the wing right off, yeah.
Put it right in your pocket or something. Oh, it's wild. Everybody's making take apart planes except me.
It's interesting. The nose, this is just a 1/4 inch plywood plate. I take out these 4 bolts and out it comes and in goes my Johnson.
Oh, so you can switch. Yeah, I just was having a nightmare trying to make the double star and K&B fit in the same plane and balance the plane.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
And this runs all the way back down here.
Yeah.
For the motor, for the tank mount and the belt crank. And it's not coming apart.
Yeah.
No way.
That day we flew at Flushing and I was judging. This was a good flying plane.
Right, yes,
This handled the wind at Flushing real nice. Surprisingly well, in fact. Most people think a high wing plane no good.
No, it's interesting.
It really is, yeah. And I was judging, so I watched it some of the time. I watched the level laps anyway.
Oh, okay.
Not to give away any of my judging secrets here or anything. Waldo Cargill's 60 ship. He's just working into one of the new Windy Pro Stunt, high-tech, can't be believed trim jobs here. Actually, looks real good. We're teasing you about everything. When are you going to fly? You going to fly?
I did. I already flew a few times.
I know. All right, this is Tom Morris's new ship. Brand new, never been flown. Gonna give it a try tomorrow. How much does this weigh, Tom? Oh, nice finish.
62.
Oh, that's perfect. But it's a little nose heavy, you said?
Yeah, but what happened was I was in silver and the bubbling started. See, I took them out on
What
this
happened?
side.
You had the fillets bubble, huh?
Yeah, I took them out on this side, Wendy, by putting that red stuff over them. You know, the red body putty?
Yeah.
And they still nailed one here, so from there on I didn't do them. Look at them. That's epoxylite. With that.
But you know what? You got to dig that out. I'll tell you what to do. And put air epoxy on top of it. Get some from Midgley. Midgley has some.
Yeah, that's what Dave was telling me. And, hey, I'll fly it through the season and next year refinish it.
And then paint a stripe in here. Make a yellow or a green. You got enough trim on a plane to choke a horse here.
That's
looks real good.
That's rubbed just real quick with soft scrub, would you believe?
Hey, I like Gorham's. It looks real nice stuff. That's from a kit?
This was an over 10-year-old kit from I bought off the kid in Hawaii. The body was already made. As you see, that ain't my style.
Those guys from Hawaii are still buying stuff. Are they still flying?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, here.
Herb and them? Oh, yeah. I'll make sure they get a copy of this. They know that you're alive and well. Well, he's alive anyway. We don't know how well he is. We don't know if he's well at all.
But things went, like I say, I painted this, the days of the rain.
Nice ink work too, yeah.
The days of the rain, Windy, that's when I did.
Yeah.
And so much went wrong. You see I did a Windy here. I did this, so maybe they'll ask me why those things aren't centered rather than why this happened.
Yeah, I hear that.
We're over here. But it's 62 ounces the way it sits, Windy.
Ooh, the wind is taking its toll on everybody today.
2 ounces of tip weight in it and everything.
But that's a fine weight. That's about what Bill Rich's weigh, and his fly great.
This is a walking wounded weekend, I think. I had a package of...
Anybody have hemorrhoids here? I can share a story with you.
I had a package of...
Is this yours?
No.
Hey, Woody, leave the lines on. I want to fly next.
No,
I'm up next. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Where's that little cardinal? John Brodak wants to see that cardinal.
There.
Oh, he's hiding it. Dig that out. Look at this guy.
It's hatching.
Ah, he's it's hatching. The mama cardinal is in here hatching the cardinal out. Nice trim job.
Super flying airplane too, Wendy.
Did he fly it yet?
Yeah, I saw it fly at Essex.
Yeah.
Super.
Well, if the wind stops, you can fly mine, Tom. You're perfectly will. Save your good plane. We'll fly the little ones.
That flies good.
I saw yours. Yours is real pretty.
This flies nice. This unsolicited testimonial. Here's $5. It flew good at Aggie Essex?
Great.
All right.
Is John kidding though?
Yes.
That flies good.
Yeah, the day he was flying, it was pretty adverse that day.
John Brodak told me his top priority in life is to sell 1,000 kits the first year, and if he doesn't sell 1,000, he's going to give me all the other ones.
If you like profiles, that's a good one.
K&B 40 power that? Good?
Yeah, I got a 40 double star and a K&B. I could switch back and forth. Life history of this smoothie. It's great when nobody flies. We can just do show and tell all day. I can't believe it. Is this an oldie but goodie, or is this a newie and a newie schmooey? Can't tell.
Oldie that was in the rafters. I did the wings, most of the fuse.
Tell everybody your name. There's people in Pennsylvania don't know who you are.
Crayola.
Mr. Crayola. Former governor of Pennsylvania, John Crayola.
Not a problem. I may have to go to PA come Tuesday.
Come on, come out to Brodak's. Come out to Brodak's.
Look at that.
Look at this guy. He's got a matching toolbox. Boy, the women are having a lot of fun. Somebody must have let loose a six-pack of Viagra over there. Holy mackerel. Now, who's the pilot? The pilot has to be.
He was a rescue.
Mr. Rescue?
Yeah, he got rescued from a McDonald's parking lot. Almost got run over by a tire tread, and my good friend Gary, who finished this airplane for me.
Is this all monocoat or half paint, half monocoat?
All monocoat.
All monocoat?
Yep. How you doing, sir? You're looking good.
I've had the kit for 25 years in the rafters, wing, structured, stab.
And you actually built the kit. You didn't, like, copy the parts off the kit?
No, it was a kit.
This is a kit?
It was in the box, yep.
Fantastic. How much did it weigh?
Oh, don't know, Wendy.
Quiet. It's blah, 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 blah. Almost and a little bit.
I don't agree with Mr. Palmer saying it's a great fly
more
than
than
in windy conditions, but
more than
look at the builder. I'll tell you, Windy is almost as good as you. This guy.
Well, I'll tell you.
Better than you.
I'll tell you, flying in the wind has very little to do with the design and a lot to do with who's flying it. I can tell you the truth.
It's all the pilot.
I think a lot of it's the pilot. A lot of it is.
Play the wind, it can help you, right, Wendy?
I watched the basketball game. It wasn't the sneakers Michael Jordan was wearing that were putting the ball in the basket.
That's right.
You could buy all of those sneakers you want. I won't be able to sink a basket. Forget about it.
You know, I just don't see that kit anymore, and I've always wanted one.
There's a repro of the kit, I think. I'm not sure. Bill Barth would know. He's like into all those repro kits. Definitely brings back a lot of memories. I had a lot of these kits when I was a kid. And if you ever crash and you need cowling, put a fiberglass cowling will fit right on there.
If this ever crashes, it's just done.
This is monocoat?
It is now, yeah. It was all covered and just hanging.
Mm.
And I got away from the sport for a while my son was growing up, and you know, had to do baseball and hockey and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then when I said, well, I'm going to get back into it, you walk into a hobby shop, and no control line stuff, everything was RC.
No. Well, thanks to Brodak, that's changing little by little, believe me.
I thought it was a dead sport, and 2 years ago, I met the guys down at Rentham, Dave Cook, Leon Bowen, and they got me. But I'd already had, the undercoat was clear dope, and the epoxy kind of, so I stripped it all down and just threw monocoat on it.
What, are you going to take that little Cardinal out here, or are you going to punish him?
Today,
No, I just want to show and tell. Let's do a show and tell.
But,
Can you get the mother Cardinal off of her for 5 minutes? Get her out of the nest there?
Yeah, for you I'll do it.
All right, that's what I wanted to hear.
For you I'll do it.
For me, you'll order the pizza, right?
That's not old-time stunt color scheme.
That's not old-time legal. There's too many checkerboards on it. It looks like the inboard wing isn't big enough. Give me a ruler. You got a ruler there? Another cosmonato trying to cheat here. What's going on here?
Measure 4 inches for it.
It's a 4-inch bigger outboard wing or inboard wing. What wing has to be bigger?
It's the color. It's the color.
It's emotionally deceived. Yeah. Had a lot of scrap monocoat at the end of that day, huh?
No monocoat.
Ah.
That's more than 2. It's all
This
dope.
all paint?
All paint.
Ooh, that's nice.
Okay.
That's good.
All right. Are you going to fly, or are we...
I was going to fly.
All right, I'm waiting.
All these guys cowered it out.
Yeah, what all guys? I'm one of them. Don't say that on camera.
Those other guys over there, not me and you, Wendy.
Live to fight another day. Well, they're young. We're old.
Yeah. We'll do it again tomorrow morning, 9 a.m.
Tomorrow. Well, you got that socked in there, huh? A pre-production Brodak Cardinal kit. Look at this. This is the number 3 one.
Flies nice, too.
Ryback has one. What prop you using on there, Wood?
Gotcha.
A Tornado, 10.6 3-blade?
10.6 Tornado.
Boy, you even got the trim right on that. All right, Leonard, Windy, Woody. Anybody we leave out here? Dave Cook, Don Cook. I like the prop. You got an extra one of those? Tiger 46. All right.
What's that white stuff on there? I think it's just from the white stuff. I think it's just.
I like the fillet in the front. That's the right idea.
Oh, it works great.
How much did it weigh altogether?
Windy, I never weighed it.
Don't say 42 or you're going to break my heart.
What's the point of weighing it? It came out what it does. But
yeah, what's the point of me getting on a scale? I'm only get disappointed. It can only get worse.
Awesome corner.
It corners well. It flies well.
It flies wonderfully.
Well, who gives a damn what it weighs?
Yeah, exactly. That's the way I looked at it. I don't know what the white stuff is.
Yeah, powder or something.
Yeah.
Let's see the bottom.
Well, it came from.
That is definitely good. And you made one for Dave? You made a wing for him, or?
Dave has a wing.
Okay.
He has a body. It's all done. He has a tail assembly. It's all ready to go.
And you made one for Leonard, I see?
No, I didn't.
Not yet. This unabashed.
That
right. This is definitely the right way to do it. That is nice.
Yeah. And that's let into the leading edge of the wing.
Yep. And you see, there's no cracks there yet?
No. And this is let into the plywood.
And if this doesn't crack with a Tiger 46, it's not going to crack. It's not going to crack with a smaller motor.
And the fiberglass comes out all over that, all the way around.
And it flies well. The bottom line is, who cares what it weighs? Who cares? How does it fly?
And you know, to trim it, I said, what am I going to do with this airplane? I put it in the rack with all the rest of my others, and they all sit in the windy rack, sitting like that.
The windy rack. I like that.
In the windy rack, sits like that, and I'm saying, that's it.
Close enough.
Took it out and flew it. It's fine.
If it has no corner, take the spinner off. If it has a good corner, you know, I'm going to tell you
awesome. That's yours.
Well,
that's one of yours.
Yeah,
that's one of yours.
That's one of the ones that we used to get from Russia.
Yeah, you used to get them from Russia. You can't get them, and I say
I like to try one of these props on mine. Yeah. I got the double star in there today, but and you got the windy muffler on there and everything?
I had to look all over. David,
look how nice these landing gear worked out.
Sure.
That is nice.
Those are yours.
Yeah,
those are yours.
See, John will make these an accessory item.
Well, we had to put these in bigger wheels because we're flying on
you're at Aggie,
grass field. It's an Aggie and it's bad.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'd have been a little bit shorter.
Okay, and you got a little different adjustable
Well, I just tapped quarter 20 holes. And put in the
license
nylon,
plate bolts, like Suarez does, license plate bolts.
Well, no, they're what you use to put down RC wings.
Right.
They come from the hobby shop.
I call them license plate, but the same thing, yeah.
Quarter inch.
And nothing wrong with that, that's for sure.
I don't need an infinite adjustment.
No. You really probably, once 8 or 10 of these are built, nobody will need any adjustment. You just figure out where they all wind up.
No, and it's strictly windy controls everywhere.
And you got 1/8 inch horns and a 4-inch bell crank?
Complete windy systems.
All right. You know it's going to work.
Yep, it does. It has an awesome corner. I've had no problem.
I'm telling you, I'm waiting, baby. Somebody else has beat you to the first flight here.
We've been flying all day. I knocked the landing gear off of it.
Oh, no.
That's why you got Mr. Rubber Band around the nose.
Mr. Rubber Band? Is that the new take-apart seat? You've got more high-tech stuff on here.
I think Vic asked me if this came apart when he saw the landing gear fall off.
Yeah. No, Vic makes his on purpose to come apart. They don't come apart like when you land.
Now you tell me.
Now. He's some craftsman, huh?
Oh, exactly.
I'm telling you, I'm impressed. The Hemi head, you said? Look at this, one flip. What a guy.
Are you impressed? I am.
Well, some of the people are flying today, but it's certainly not my idea of having fun. Anyway, it looks like at least we got to do some show and tell, some of the new planes. There'll be more new planes here tomorrow, of course. And we always have the mandatory dinner for everybody that comes up to the 2-day meet over at PJ Scott's. There's always a lot of fun. And you know, the truth is, for anybody, I'm 52 years old, anybody that's getting up in the 50s and 60s and maybe 70s and 80s, what happens somewhere at some point in your life, you really do enjoy the interaction between people as much or more as the flying, and I think that's the way the creator intended it. I think somewhere in his plan he had that figured out. When he invented model planes, he said, hey, sooner or later you're going to be old, lay back and enjoy the day. And we really do have, up in Mass here, we do have an exceptional group of friends, an exceptional group of people that, I guess the people on the outside that have never experienced that, it's difficult to describe, but it is a lot of fun. And we always have a good time. A lot of kibitzing, a lot of fooling. A lot of times we have to endure rain and wind and heat and dead air and whatever, but we always have a good time. And I think it's unique, maybe not in this group, but in our event as a whole, that people really do have a lot of fun. Other hobbies I've been involved in, people seem to have a lot more aggravation and a lot less fun. They spend a lot more money and they enjoy it a lot less. Not exactly a great combination. Not the combination we all look forward to. Hey, at least we're getting some flying. We'll see who else is. I see some other people lining up to fly here. And maybe they see one guy fly and now it's like, well, if he can fly, I can fly, but we really do. We have the double star back in the little Cardinal, but there's no way. I don't even have a run on with the new mounts, and that this is not the right time or place to be trying it out. Anyway, it's good to see Dave. Dave's had some little medical problems that we hope he's going to be able to resolve. Woody's had a little stroke. He's back. Everybody seems to be weathering heights, weathering the storm, so to speak. Up on everybody. Squeeze it for every bit of juice you can get out of it. Oh, nice landing.
All 5 of them. Not bad. That doesn't look like it.
That flew great. Hey, what's all this giggling going on over here? Somebody goosing you here, or what's going on? What's going on here? There are a lot of women cackling and having fun over there. I don't know.
I don't want to block out the whole view.
Sit down.
Everybody's signing a card for Ron Connors. He's not in great shape, huh? Where is he, in Atlanta, Dottie?
I said, I'm sorry, but I cannot deal with that. I have to talk about this open. I had my first one.
Hey, good day to be in the hobby shop business here. Lenny, how many things you put in your pocket when Bill isn't looking?
Everything I could. Steal your stuff, Wendy.
Yeah, you don't have to. You already stole it from me. Bill's hobby shop.
Crook.
What's this? Quitting early? What's this?
Too much wind.
Quitting early?
Well,
you're not allowed to quit early. The wind is hardly blowing.
Well, the wind doesn't bother me too much. It's just that I haven't flown in many years.
40 years.
40 years you haven't flown?
40 years. This is the 5th flight I've made.
Wow. Congratulations.
In the last month? Yeah. That's the first time I've flown in 40 years.
Wow. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
I wish we could get everybody that didn't fly in 40 years back to the field.
Well, so do I. I really...
Boy, that would be an objective of Pampa.
I'm really an advocate of this thing.
How many thousand people used to fly control line years ago? When I was a kid, you couldn't even get in a parking lot.
Yeah. Yeah, we used to fly out behind the school over in Springfield.
You'd have to wait an hour to get a flight. It was ridiculous. Yeah, I wonder where all those people are now. I mean, there's got to be thousands of them still alive.
I hope so.
Panzerized twister.
Okay, this is the one you were talking to me on the phone about?
Yeah.
All right.
Panzerized
that
twister.
looks beautiful.
Paint job isn't the best, but it's good for where I'm at right now.
Well, you got some good information off of any. Yeah, I'm sure you got some. How'd you do the little? That's nice with the little uniflow vent. That's really nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a nice little touch.
Works real well. Keeps it out in clean air.
Yeah.
The airplane weighs in at 41 ounces.
That's real good for a twister with a Fox 35?
Yeah, it came in at 44. I had to add a lot of nose weight to it because I had a solid tail. And the whole fuselage has been extended 3 inches. So on the fuselage, I had to hog out the tail.
Right.
And put ribs in it. And that took an ounce of weight off the back, which is a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
So now...
The front end is nice.
Yeah.
That's a nice little mount you have for the tank there, too, like a Brodak deal where it goes up.
I don't know. I forget who makes the RS or something. It comes in a kit, okay, and it's siliconed in place. So far, it's holding up. I don't know. So, you know, very, very simple graphics on it, but it works.
It looks real nice. Relative to last year's plane, 100% improvement, maybe 1,000%, I don't know. But a giant improvement.
Yeah, well, it flies a whole lot different.
Great.
The controls are set up, very slow controls on it. It's I have 7/16 from the center to the hole on the bell crank. These are Rocket City heavy duty 440.
Those are the ones that Noel uses, the Rocket City guys?
Yeah, he's the one that turned me on to it.
Okay, yeah, they seem to work well for him.
Yeah, they work real well. I like them a lot. Although he did say, as a safety precaution, to put a washer, a 440 washer on here, just in case the plastic housing slips off the ball.
Sure.
Okay.
You never have too many safety features with anything that goes in an airplane.
And of course.
Same thing on the back?
Yeah, no. I had
the
it
back's
on the back,
different.
but I took it off. I have to open up the hole a little bit to get a little more slop in there.
Yeah. A Jim Hunt horn?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's a good setup. Nothing wrong with that.
I wanted to use yours, but I want to ream the holes out for 440 screws and the eyelets in there and started turning them.
Oh yeah, you can't. They're not made to be reamed out.
Yeah.
You got to solder the bushings in if you want to ream them and then ream them.
Oh, but if you take the bushings out, okay, that you have in there.
And you put 1/8-inch bushings in. I'll send you the bushings.
Yeah. Okay.
Free, no money. How you like that?
Okay. Because on the next twister, I want to use the same setup.
Yes. Well, people that want to put slop, what I do is I send them the bushing, drill the other one out, put the 1/8-inch, you know, you have to drill it oversized.
Yeah.
1/8-inch in, and then put a piece of fuel tank tubing in.
Okay.
Now, that gets you everything lined up. Now, when you're all ready to fly, you take the end off, take the tubing out, and you have slop. Now you can try the plane with slop or no slop, depending on what you want to, you know, how you want to fly.
But with the slower controls, it's a little more difficult for me to get used to it. There's a lot more wrist movement on the handle.
Yes, that, by the way, is a good thing.
Yeah.
I mean, what it is you don't want to relearn how to fly with one of these systems that you just touch it and it jumps out.
Well, what I'm finding out with a slower system, I'm not over-controlling coming out of corners.
Or whose handle are you using? A long arm or a short arm? How long are the arms on the handle? Do you have a handle? I could give you one of mine to try if you want to try a short arm handle. Works good with slow controls.
Add the Enoch handles
Giorgino you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, his are beautiful. Okay, yeah, but see, that's a relatively long arm.
Yeah.
So if you want to try a shorter arm, try both. These work real well on smaller planes and heavier. When you make a bigger plane, this might be a handicap, depending on how strong you are. But for a small plane, this is fine.
Well, when you say short and long arms, you're talking about from here to here?
No, the length from here to here.
Oh, you may want to bring it in more.
Right.
Oh.
If you only want to do that to see if you like it one way or the other. It'll be significantly different with shorter arms.
Yeah.
It'll have a much different feel, especially in the wind. And especially as a plane gets bigger and heavier, shortening the arms is a way of getting power steering back.
Okay. Well,
you know, you got a fuel tank on the ground?
Oh yeah, you got something, I didn't even see that, jumping on the ground.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The wind, you got to be careful of the wind.
Yeah, it's blowing. The fuel tank blows away.
Yeah, so I plan on building a second twister, but I'm going to change it.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's a significant improvement. I'm really happy that... See, the phone time that we did, it pays off.
Yeah.
It's kind of a, you know, you think at the time, oh, gee, these calls are costing me a lot of money, but you know what? You save it in the long run.
Well, my phone bills are very expensive, but I don't care.
Well, we're going to change that for you this afternoon. Now, this is an idea that's worth its weight in gold. I have these little things in my shop, little pieces of plywood that have a hole in them so the plane doesn't roll off the table.
Yeah.
These are little C-clamps I guess you can buy in any little hardware store.
Well, I get those from work, actually.
Okay, but here's the deal.
Yeah.
You just put one on the wheel, that plane can't move.
No.
That's and it can't roll. Now, John DeTavio, I don't know how many people know this. John DeTavio had built a beautiful Falcon one day, put it on the kitchen table, ran to answer the phone. Guess what happened? In the middle of the phone call, he heard boing, broke the plane right in half. It just physically rolled off the table. The breeze blew in the window or whatever. Yeah. So, little ideas like that, worth their weight in gold.
Yeah, you put one in the front, one in the...
Absolutely. Another idea of this is if you had this on the table and you were really paranoid, you could put a piece of duct tape over this, and that you could buff it out without having any chance. I've been buffing planes, and all of a sudden the tail walks off the table, boom, and I put a dent in it. So that's just a good, basic, good idea.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you don't use a paint stand?
No, I never use a paint stand. I don't like putting stress on the fuselage of the plane, but that's me. That's only me.
Yeah.
Dave Cook, because of the severe turbulent wind, has decided to put on a demonstration of old-fashioned wind flying after the engine quits. What's Dave's record up till today for whacking planes doing this? Pretty good, huh? He's done this many times. It's a lot of fun to watch.
He's probably done it too. I've actually taken him off a hand launch into the wind.
Yeah. It works real good with if you can get the propeller off the plane too.
I've had the propeller turn over because of the speed on outside loops.
Right. Harold Price used to do this. Ronnie Pavler used to do this. A lot of fun to watch.
I think the most I ever saw was Lampione.
Lampione used to do it too, yeah. One time up at Coxsackie he was doing it. Right. Well, the breeze has been pretty steady anyway. It's not like it's coming and going. Now, you know, when you got everybody keyed up to watch you do this, the thing runs 12 minutes. You can guarantee that.
Yeah, the wind usually dies.
Right, and just when the motor quits, it goes... I can hear Dave right now. Where did the wind go? Hey, where's the wind, Ertnowski? I think he screwed us. He's got a 9-ounce tank in here or something. Everybody's standing around, tomatoes ready to throw. Oh, man. See, now if Banjock was here, he'd have that biplane thing he's got that flies upside down and straight up and everything. We'd at least have entertainment from the peanut gallery. Yeah, that's all right, Dave. Just use up a whole videotape here, taking pictures of you doing silly maneuvers. Come on. Come on, fish. Oh, man. Hey, Dave. Do those little fish that you raise get tail rot, fin rot often?
Not often.
I mean, what's the right cure for that? It looks like one of the big kois is getting some fin rot. Is there like tetracycline or something for that?
Yeah, you can just get any fungus type cure. Actually, there's a cure for tail rot.
I bought it. It says TNT. I think it's tetracycline. But I'm going to have to quarantine him. That's another pain in the neck. And he doesn't like to be quarantined, you know. He's not happy about it. Dave, just keep flying. It's no problem. The battery will go dead by the time this thing runs out of gas. Finally. After what is this on, 17.5-minute flight he's going on it? Now the thing will burp 14 times too. Yeah. Thanks, Dave. You better make this worth my while. Or you're going back to 10 cents a minute phone service, whether you like it or not. We'll switch him, we'll slam him back to AT&T when he's not looking. Come on, Dave. Look at this, I don't believe it.
I guess he's not going to thrill it.
It doesn't look like he's going to go.
We're prepared to be thrilled. What a wimp. Oh, what a wimp. I don't believe it. Thanks, Dave. Oh, well.
Boy,
Dave, I wasted a half a videotape waiting to see your wind fly.
You overran the first two patterns, but the third one was fine.
Oh, okay. That's what I was shooting for. That was the only good one.
I'm sending this tape to Bill Zimmer right away. He can critique it for you.
I'll take you up. Okay. Dave will grab it. Oh. It's out there. I just didn't want to jump ahead of you.
No.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of pushing and shoving to get the first flight of the day in over here. Holy crow.
You don't have to fight too hard to get the circle, huh?
No, it's easy.
Hey, Wendy, that's in the interest of contest management.
Hang on to the plane. It's blowing away. Grab it.
See how light it is?
What? How light it is? I thought it was epoxy to the ground when I went to pick it up.
Remember my first pattern master in Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
He says over there, I looked over there and lines were on the plane is sitting about this high in the air. Wendy says, Tommy, you better get your airplane. I'm saying, what do I do? You know, I'm trying to sneak up. What do you do, you know?
What a wimp. You can't catch it in midair. Hey, I caught Chris McMillan's plane inverted at one of the gnats. Caught it in midair, never put a scratch on it.
Get out.
It cut up.
It cut you, though. You got,
in 92.
You got nailed.
I got cut up, but the plane was fine. Chris didn't care about me. He said, how's the plane? I'm bleeding all over. Does blood come off with Gorham's?
Got some questions for you on that.
No, I caught it. I was impressed that I caught it. Then I tried to act like I do this all the time.
Now,
no problem.
Listen, I know it's a bad day, windy and everything.
Yeah.
You know, but when I was flying it, that whole model, when I was coming into the wind, it was tremendous. It was just like,
wow.
This.
Tail heavy.
Tail heavy?
Yeah, tail heavy. If it's rising on you, it's tail heavy.
All right, and then when I gave it up, it was just blowing up.
Yeah.
And that's why I said.
Wait for a little better weather. You don't want to crash today, man. Forget about it.
See, I took nose weight out of it. You know, the CG on it is about here.
Yeah. Put a nose weight in it for a day just to fly it. If you're gonna if you can't land it, what good is it if you scratch it all up landing it?
What do I got? I got a half ounce. That's not even enough.
To hear what that pilot is saying, Dick, please. Please! What the hell are you thinking, Dick? We could be here tomorrow.
Yeah, I got one on my box.
Got a heavier one? What do you got?
I'd like to get some lap time to get an idea what's
Everybody is flying. Except me. My wimpish ways have lived to fight another day.
There's a lot to be said for that.
Don't even bother more because I know that's death to a 60s.
Actually, it really isn't deadly, but it isn't good. It's somewhere, it's closer to deadly than good, though. You still got your real plane, Dick?
I gotta get it.
You got the Piper?
No, I sold it. No.
You gonna buy another one, or?
No, I have another one I can fly, but I haven't been able to do it very much. I got a new job that really keeps me very busy.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I don't regret selling my air coupe, man. I know what it costs to keep that going.
I miss it, but every time a couple times I've thumbed through the internet looking at planes and things, and I look at the cost of them, and I say, but it's going to sit at the airport.
Yeah, I know. Especially up here.
Lap times are what you want?
Yeah, lap times. I'll get over. Yeah, Dick Carvel, when he had his plane, he used to fly into
fly into the contest, take the plane out of the car. Real cool. Like the Giffords used to do that too. But you know what? Once you've experienced real aircraft ownership, especially when you pick up your checkbook, you really only need to do that once in life. It's so much nicer to have models. So much cheaper. Anyway, people are getting some flights in here. Amazing. Now I know this plane because we worked on this at the Circle Burner. It has really quick controls. This is really one of Dick had flown my old green Cardinal, or lime green one, and he said, controls are so slow. This is where you get killed with slow controls, is when the wind loads them down. Very difficult. Like having a light switch. Very difficult. Or holding a pen as far away from the tip as you can and trying to sign your name. That's exactly what it's like. Difficult. Flying in wind, always an advantage to have a short arm handle as far as I'm concerned anyway. Short arm handle, big belt crank, and 8-inch horns. Here comes the wind even worse. Actually, it's not bad though. It's turned into a nice, fun fly day. Don't have to have all that effort of giving out trophies or kibitzing with the judges, feeding their blind C&I dogs. You just come out and fly and have fun. What a unique experience. The only thing on a day like today, you really don't want to see anybody crash. That's when it ruins everybody's. Not funny, Dick. Not funny. Just for that, we're not going to film the rest of your flight. You're being punished. Sure, now you guys tell them to back up. Nice going. I almost lose my head. Thanks a lot. Yeah, thanks a lot. Nah, you can use those over again. This is what keeps Brodak in business. Guys stepping on his line. You guys are really friends. They almost let me get killed here. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Plane is moving by itself here. Somebody better grab that plane. You got it, Waldo? It's moving by itself. Put a toolbox on it. That'll help it. Now, Dave has invented the latest in tune pipe gas tanks. Look at this.
That's great.
Mutual of Omaha toolboxes. I want to see you make a fuel tank out of a phone bill later.
I'm working on it. It worked. What did you use to fuse this?
That's hot stuff and baking soda. Only thing I've found at home.
Oh, yeah, right? And it won't leak?
Doesn't leak.
You do the same thing with the caps?
Yeah, cap is hot stuff and baking
You
soda.
CA it on?
Yeah, CA it on.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, so this is your breather, this is your filler, huh?
This is the Uniflow. This is the pickup.
Saving money was not the objective here, was it, Dave? You're not going to try to save money on this.
Getting the size.
What is this here?
Filler and vent. Whichever way you want it.
So this is a vent over here too?
That's the Uniflow. That will take your muffler pressure and put it under the fuel surface to give you Uniflow.
Okay. Now obviously, can you fly this thing inverted?
Oh yeah. These plug off completely.
I see.
Well, it's no different than a typical, the original, the ones you had in Dave's original.
Now, here's what I want to ask you guys, because I keep reading this in the magazine, and nobody can tell me what it is. What the heck do they mean by a chicken hopper gas tank?
Like this. Chicken hopper, the little...
It's a little extension on the back of the tank.
Extension, but it gives you the same effect. Ever seen
Is that where the end of the pickup goes in that hopper?
Yeah. Ever see a water bottle for chickens with a little dish down the bottom? You got a big column of water, yet the water in the bottom dish never comes up over a certain height.
Yeah, okay.
That's because the...
atmospheric pressure, I'm aware of that.
Yeah, this does the same thing.
A lot of guys, I think Brian Ether used to use chicken hopper tanks.
Stack of fluid.
Oh, so you want? Why do you want to have your? Why is it so important to have the pressure underneath the flow of the?
To give you the same principle as that chicken hopper.
I see.
With the water above it and a little dish down here with the same level, same pressure the entire flight. It doesn't go lean at the end of the flight. It maintains
when the
same
pressure backs down. Yeah.
I'm curious about this because the other day I was looking for a tank with my gas engines. And I didn't like what I had. I only had like 12 ounces, so I took an oil can, you know?
Yeah.
Which is a quart.
Yeah.
And I took that sucker,
sure.
and I put a hole through it with an awl, you know, put my lines in it.
Yeah.
And I just, it's big, the plane's big enough, I just stuck that thing in there.
Sure.
After 35 minutes in the air, though, you know, at 35 minutes in, the guys were saying, what do you got in there for a gas tank? How much longer is that going to
A quart can.
It's a quart. For a gas engine, that runs a long time. After 35 minutes, I got bored.
I think he had a quart can in his barnstorm. We were all waiting to see him wind fly, and the wimp, he shuts it off and lands. What a wimp.
I need steady wind.
Oh, what?
My meter was running.
And boo. I'm telling Zimmer about this.
Yeah, I got to get going. I'm late.
Zimmer, sir.
Lunch sounds good to me. I think we'll head out. Dave, you ready for lunch?
You want lunch, David?
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, we're basically back from lunch. We had a great Pizza Hut time. Tom Morris, good to see him back. He's back here from Hawaii. And I guess he'll be joining us at many, if not all, at a local contest. Now what he wants me to do is put a trim flight on his plane. I don't know if I really want to do this considering a wind, but we'll see. It looks like it flies pretty decent. And again, you usually only take one flight to figure it out. Good to have you back, Tom. Practice judging this poor guy?
Yeah.
I see tomatoes. You throwing tomatoes at him or what?
Doing very well for a brand new plane.
Looks like it's flying real good.
Yeah.
Is this the first flight on it or what? Second flight? Be nice if we could find the plane. Due to severe eye strain. Doesn't look too bad, Dick.
He hasn't even started to trim it yet. This is no day for trimming.
Not exactly. It's not my first choice on a day for trimming. What was he complaining about before? It was hard to land?
He said he was having a hard time to go into the wind. It would go up a little bit, but I think his handle was just a little bit out of adjustment.
Yeah,
his take up his holding in the neutral, still up a little up elevator.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it could be the handle. Well, you know, as many times as I adjust the handle on the ground, I'm never happy till I fly, and then it's always a little up, a little down.
Yeah.
Always.
Even if they wanted to, you could let it get some junior.
It ain't hurting for tip weight, that's for sure. Almost landed on the outboard tip.
Count laps.
Yeah.
Are you going to fly this now, Frank?
Gotta come out a couple of clips.
Tom, what's it feel like? It looks a little nose heavy. Take the nose weight out.
I just put a half ounce in there. Take it out.
Take it all out. Get rid of it. It looks nose heavy. It's definitely not tail heavy the way it's turning. And it looks like it's got too much tip weight. It was landing, it almost landed on the wingtip.
I can see that out there. Is the wing when it's flying though? Is the wing down?
No, it's okay when it's flying, but it lands. You're gonna scratch up the wing landing like that. No reason to do that. And you don't have any slop in the controls yet? None. Okay. Case closed. I think if you do, what do you have, an ounce in there now?
Half ounce.
Right.
I thought that was an ounce.
No matter what it is, take it out and put an aluminum washer in there and it'll be better.
I got 2 aluminum washers. I had to use 2.
All right. Well, if we have to, we'll fly without the spinner, that's all.
You're kidding.
And obviously go out about 2 clicks on a needle. Unless you're going to enter team race tomorrow. Clean as a whistle. Clean as a whistle.
Don't always get it all, I guess.
What prop's on there, Tom? A zinger?
Yeah, 13.5 cut down to about 12 and 5/8.
Okay. On purpose cut down or you hit it?
No, on purpose.
On purpose.
It's balanced too.
Okay. Yeah, it just looked like you could fly a little slower, that's for sure.
Hey, Tom, can you get that nose weight out of there? I think this is nose heavy.
You're wasting all my good air. I got a national coming up in 6 weeks, Tom. Let's get cracking here, boy. Bill Rich is out practicing and I'm out here putting nose weight in a plane.
That's a quarter only? I thought it was a half.
That's a half.
It's a half.
It's a half.
Everybody's an engineer here. Look at these guys. Everybody's a whiz banger.
Yes, if you ask me, it's a black one. No one...
Very intense trim session. What we found, even after I flew the plane, was it needed to be less nose heavy, and I think he's going to get a. You going to get a plastic spinner for this, or you going to put her around here?
What?
And the tongue muffler.
No, because they won't work with these. You got a plastic spinner?
Why not? Why is it not going to work?
They're the ones that go, you know, they're recessed inside.
Oh, let's see. Hey, Bill. Plastic one that'll fit on there will be fine. That'll get some of that weight off the nose, and I think that'll be fine.
No flat back spinners. Oh well.
No flat backs?
No, I don't imagine he does.
We'll just fly it without the spinner, that's all.
That'll be it. I'll just take the spinner
Just leave the spinner off for tomorrow.
spinner on though.
Why?
Because I got one of those
So leave the back plate on.
Leave.
Out, you know what I mean?
No. If the black plate doesn't bottom out, why should the prop bottom out?
No. You're missing what I'm saying. The prop won't bottom. The nut in the front that holds the spinner, the only nut.
He doesn't have a
regular
straight nut.
engine nut.
I got a regular engine nut. Just get that, and let's see if it's gonna, make it improve. You can always put a spinner back on if it's too much. I just want to see if it's gonna have a corner.
I just want to see if it's going to fly.
You won't see that from me.
Hoses hooked up that way, without pressure.
Ron Kiefer got us those titanium nuts. I'm glad I didn't have to buy them at the store or something.
Who sells them plain old boxes, Wendy?
Okay, as Tom prepares for the final trim flight of the afternoon before we head out to PJ's for what I hope is going to be a fun supper.
What are the bits?
Let's see if he has more corner than before.
Got a little whip up going.
Well, he's got to make a vent going into the wind. He's going to have to do that. But right now, just to see if it has the corner that we want, this will be good enough. That's turning a lot tighter than it did before. Old Kulani breath here. Look at this. All right, let's see some squares here, Corner King. He's going to have trouble flying at level, though, I can tell you right now, because he has no slop in there.
Yeah, look at
it. Whoa! Easy! And it's going too fast. Oh, yeah. Now he could readjust the handle. He could come in on the handle. Probably 2 notches even on the handle.
Pumping it. Look at his arms.
He's pumping.
Look at his arms. His arms, he's going like this.
Well, he's got to get used to flying again.
He just has to get used to flying again. Look at his arm.
He's double pumping it, yeah. And we could back out on the needle for sure. Going too fast.
Fast.
Easy. Oh man.
Slow down.
Slow down. I'll live to fight another. See, that's what no slop does to you. Right there. And with that, we will live to fight another day, and we're all headed to PJ as soon as Tom rolls up his lines. Easy, baby, easy. More corner or less?
Oh, they found afterburner somewhere.
Yeah, you got to make a little vent that's going into the airstream.
Inside, it just kicked in the...
You got to make a little vent to go into the airstream.
It felt like it had a corner again, but it punched it. You know, outside I can control it. So that, but inside
You try to get some slop in it. That's the only thing. All right, we'll see you down at PJ's, guy. Now, at the end of a good day of, I guess we all had fun today, even though it was kind of a blowout. I have to remember, and it's a pretty emotional time for me because every time I come up to Westover, I think of 1983, and 1983 was the first time I made it into the Walker Cup fly-off. So this was my home base, the first time, kind of reminiscent of a lot of good times that we've had up here. Anyway, we'll be shooting video tomorrow. Let's hope the weather's a little better. See you on the next tape.